Hello YouTube, it's Alan, and I'm currently in a hotel in Santa Barbara with my mom to see some relatives, like a ton of relatives. Um, so it's interesting. But I had a free moment, so I thought I would make a video because some stuff was going through my mind. So, okay. Years ago, when I was deliberating about whether I was trans, whether I wanted to transition, kind of a thought exercise that I heard from somebody else who made a video was to think about whether or not you would want to transition if you were going to spend the rest of your life on a deserted island. Like, would you want to transition if it was only about you and not about all of the social world stuff? And back when I was first thinking about this, I wasn't really sure because, well, for one thing, that's hard to even fully imagine being on a deserted island by yourself for the rest of your life. I mean, I don't know if any of us can truly imagine that in a realistic way. And then also, the fact of the matter is that, like, we are social creatures. Like, we are going to be around other people. So, what is even the point of imagining a life where you're not around other people? That has nothing to do with your real life. So for that reason, I don't think it's a very good thought exercise. But still, I find it kind of fascinating, and it's interesting to reflect on it now that I have transitioned. Because, well, I still can't totally answer that question. I mean, because if you're all by yourself on a deserted island, you're probably not going to be as body conscious. Um, but what I have come to realize now is that I actually do feel better having transitioned, even when I'm completely by myself. Like, I often go hiking by myself, and a few weeks ago I went on a 2-night wilderness backpacking trip by myself where I only saw just several other people briefly during that time, so I was pretty much by myself. And during those types of situations, I mean, I don't pay as much attention to my appearance or gender or whatever as I do when I'm with people, but I still felt better in those situations where I was alone with my current body that matches my inner self better than how my body used to be. I do feel better even when I'm totally by myself for a couple days at a time. So I guess that signifies that if I were on a deserted island, I would probably feel better being transitioned than not transitioned. Like, probably feel better being on testosterone and having had top surgery. Um, I I feel better when I'm by myself having transitioned, but I also feel better having transitioned when I'm with other people. So, what is my point here? I guess that the desert island thought exercise is not really that useful. It doesn't have that much of a point, but that at the same time, I do feel better having transitioned even when I'm by myself. So if I were on a deserted island, I would want to have done these physical changes. So that's my point, for what it's worth. And on a somewhat kind of related note, I've been thinking about how sometimes people seem to suggest that maybe life would be better if we did not really have any genders. Or also, some people, like people who identify as gender neutral, gender queer, or something like that, they are fine with the prospect of a world without genders. Now, I'm not saying that all genderqueer people are like that. I'm just saying some that I've heard from. And I wanted to comment on this because I think some people, like some cisgender people, might have the misconception that transgender people want a world without gender, and who knows, maybe some of them do, but I definitely don't. I would be really unhappy in a world without gender. Now, I don't mean a world with only the two binary genders, like masculine and feminine, man and woman. I don't think that we should only have that. No, I think people should have the chance to be whatever gender or whatever non-gender they feel that they are. We should totally have that freedom and acceptance. But I do not think that we should get rid of gender. I would not be happy if we did that. Because it's certainly not the case that I feel gender neutral and I didn't want to be a woman, but I'm just being a man because it's convenient because of our binary gender system. No, it's not like that at all. I mean, I feel good. I feel alive when I am able to be masculine, able to be a man, and I really enjoy like typical masculine or man things, like wearing men's clothes, shopping for men's clothes, getting a nice sort of masculine haircut. I really enjoy all of those things. So if everybody like had to be gender neutral or something, I would be really unhappy. I mean, it reminds me of like communism or something, or like the book 1984, where it's been so long since I read that. Like everybody had to wear just like coveralls or something like that, like just this gray outfit. That sounds horrible. I think that difference among different people is really interesting and fun, and I do not think that we should all just be the same. So I would never advocate for getting rid of gender. I mean, yeah, I would advocate for getting rid of our current culture where people are pressured to be at one end of the binary, and that people who are in the middle, well, also trans people who sort of switch from one to the other, all of those people have a really hard time. I don't think that should be the case, but I think that if you feel like a particular gender, you should be allowed to just go with it, live it, enjoy it. And I feel like I, for the most part, have the chance to do that, and I like it. And then another reason that I would not want us to get rid of gender entirely is that in addition to enjoying my own gender and its accoutrements, I really enjoy other people's gender. Like, for example, I'm usually attracted to feminine women. I'm not talking like high femme, like wearing high heels and 10 pounds of makeup all the time. No, just like somewhat feminine women as opposed to butch women. I'm not against butch women, I just don't really feel attraction for that gender manifestation. So, if nobody could be a feminine woman, I would hate that. Oh, hold on. Noise outside. Anyway, yeah, so if there were no more feminine women, I'd be really sad. So, don't want to get rid of gender. Anyway, that's really all that I have to say. So, yeah, share your thoughts. If you have thoughts about any of that stuff, I'd be interested to hear. So, thank you for watching, and I will see you later. Bye.